Be in a way that's comfortable. I want you to breathe in everything you just heard and said. Again. Just a couple final notes before we end this piece. Our country, our whole world, but especially our country, right now, this moment, needs you congregations, because we at least strive to be an example of what a caring community might look like. You know, we often point to differences among ourselves, but whether James V. LeBlake's love is the doctrine of this church or the Lord's Prayer is our liturgy, it doesn't matter. Because that's not what defines us. What defines us is a willingness to imagine and then to dare to create congregations that are both broadly and deeply inclusive in every sense of the word, because we've built the skills to do that, right? A community where all are worthy and all are welcome. A community where we dare to be as authentic as you just were. To tell each other our truths and to demand truth of each other. This is my favorite line in a meeting. Somebody says, I'm going to play the devil's advocate. And I go, we don't need that here. I want your truth. Your truth. If the devil wants speech, the devil needs to show up and stand at the procedural microphone like everybody else. We all deserve truth. Truth. So we should demand truth of each other, but then that means we've got to stay there and be willing to listen to the truth, even when it bothers us, even when it chafes at who we think we are. Our country needs you congregations, because we defend democracy. Go figure! We're congregations that are involved with civic life. We treasure democracy as if we gave birth to it, because here, quite frankly, we did. People are looking for the great American religion. Here it is. You think a country this open, this radical, was designed by the people you see rioting in the streets right now? Angry that their government demands something of them? Angry that they be asked to help for those less able to help themselves? This is a country of the Enlightenment. I don't see much enlightened these days. We must preserve this here. Someday, this country will once again want to be a democracy, and they'll need role models. We're a faith that doesn't shrink from civic life, doesn't deny its role as a beacon of hope in a hurting world, and a center of service to people in the community. Our country needs you congregations. I used to say it was because we were the folks who were free and we had loving hands and hearts and minds. But now I say it's because we're the preservers of democracy. If they're going to put it in a time capsule, they better bury it in our social halls where it'll be safe. We Unitarian Universalists draw from many sources, but at the center of our faith, you and I know that life is not about passing time waiting to get to the next good afterlife. We know that life is not purposeless because you and I have witnessed lives of great meaning. And we know that what Jesus said is true. We must clothe the naked, feed the hungry, house the homeless, and bring hope to those who have none. And these are purely human tasks. Purely human tasks. We know beyond a doubt that humans must tend to the health of the earth, the only home we have, the only home we know where life exists. Perhaps all the life in the universe, right here entrusted to our care. If we don't care, who will? And based on our knowledge, based on our rationalism, based on our smarts, based on our love, we often find the courage to put these radical religious values to use, to work. We call it doing justice and working for peace and Gulf Coast relief and giving books to children and teaching tolerance and working in prisons and housing the homeless and agitating to end torture and helping those who need help even when they live a few hundred miles away and they mostly speak French. It means taking tools and sweat and hope to the Gulf Coast and to Haiti and to every other location that needs help, because we know that we are all one family, all one people, all one tribe. Every part of our tradition, every source of our knowing calls us to service the world in this fashion. The world needs UU congregations, and UU congregations, therefore, need qualified leaders. We'll talk about that next, but in the meantime, there's something more exciting than me coming up.